Alrighty guys, hey, it's me. This is going to be the first tech video that's being uploaded to my channel, mainly because I haven't really had anything to work on that I thought was worthy of us going over until now. So this is a KWA M9 Tactical PTP. It's basically an M9 with a bottom rail, and it's KWA's M9, basically. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to take apart the entire upper receiver assembly. That includes this bit back here with the air nozzle and the hammer assembly and everything like that. Not the hammer assembly, because that goes with the lower receiver, but the safety mechanism. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to safety check your weapon, make sure there's no BBs in the chamber, make sure your magazine is out of your weapon, and yes, so once you've made it that far, you're good to go. If you were already at that point, then kudos to you, you're safe. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is I like to bring the camera back. You're going to push this button down right here. You're going to slide this forward. It will let me. There we go. So you're basically just going to field strip your gun. Make sure you put a finger right here to keep your spring guide from flying out and busting a hole in your wall. Trust me, it's happened before to me. What I like to do, you guys aren't going to need this. If you want me to go into the lower receiver, I will go into it either later in this video or an entirely different video. It depends on how I'm feeling. So I'm just going to put this aside. You're not going to need it. Alright, the next step is to remove the spring guide and the spring. I'm going to set that aside. You won't be needing that. And then you're going to take out your inner and outer barrel and your loading block assembly. Just going to take that out and put it to the side. You won't be needing that. And here you go. This is what we have to work with. So I'm going to go over a list of things that you're going to need for this video. Going to need your upper slide with nothing in it except for this nozzle block in here. Go ahead and put that there. The next thing you're going to need is this little Allen key right here. It is a .050 size. I have no idea. It says USA on it, so I'm assuming it's metric. Put that aside. And this is what the little Allen key looks like. It's very tiny. Go ahead and put that there. The next thing I like to have is a little tiny flathead, just to help with prying things out and putting things in. You're going to need these tweezers depending on if you're going to mess with the nozzle springs or not. And you can use this video to replace nozzles, nozzle springs. You can do the new entire system if you need to. You can do whatever you want with this video. As long as it helps you, I'm happy. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your Allen key right here. And you see the screw? For it to focus right there, you're going to go ahead and unscrew that out, and you're going to pull it out all the way. And that's just to help you not lose it, because I find it easier to lose things when they're tangled up in each other rather than out separated, so you can actually see what you're doing. Go ahead and get this out of there. It's really annoying to get out right now for me because it's covered in silicone. It's kind of slippery. Alright, there we go. Should be out. You're going to pull it out just like that. I'm going to give it its own little corner right there. And then you're going to pull this out. It should look like this. Nothing should come flying out yet. Go ahead and place that there. Alright, now the next part is a little tricky, I'm not going to lie. You're going to you're going to take your flathead, and this button right here, this is the button that the hammer, when it comes forward, it's going to smack it, and it's going to push this piston a little bit forward, and I'm not sure how the whole process works, but it's going to release gas in your gas nozzle, and it's going to come forward, it's going to shoot the BB. So you're going to go ahead and push this forward, and then you're going to bring the safety up more after you push it forward, like that. Okay? You're going to make sure you have a finger over here, because this little guide rod right here and spring, there's a little channel through the slide right here that's going to pop out, so you're going to be careful. There's also another one right there. We'll discern the difference between the two once we actually pull it apart. So I'm going to go ahead and put a finger right here to keep it from coming out. And I just stopped it from flying out and going God knows where. Alright, so you're going to pull it out like that. And this is your safety, including the hammer smack thingy. Yeah, I don't know how to say that. I don't know the terminology. So you're going to go ahead and pull this out. Should have a spring with it. The thicker spring and the thicker pin is going to go with the left side safety. So basically the bigger part, and it looks just like this. You're going to keep these together, and I'm going to put them right there. Now what you're left with is basically nothing except for the slide lock. There's another spring and thingy right there. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that out to make sure I don't lose it later. Just going to hold it like that, and there's a little hole right there. You'll be able to find it if you look. Go ahead and pop those two out right there. I'm going to put these over here. The smaller one is always going to be the one on the side where you have to screw it in with this Allen key, so it's going to be right there. So once that is out, there is nothing else you need to do except hold these, just put one thumb right here, and you're going to put this flat head right there. You're going to bend that up just like that, and then you're going to pull it up. Make sure you don't bend this too far or it won't seat properly in the side. And I think you need to pop it out some more, yeah. Just a tad bit. There we go. It should come out just like this. So now you're left with literally just the metal slide. And it should look like this if you did it correctly. Yeah. So go ahead and put this to the side. We're not done with that yet. And yeah, so this right here is your nozzle. Your nozzle and your piston. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not quite sure on that. As you can see, there's only one spring on here. This is the remnants of the other spring. See if I can focus in on that. You see how it's all bent up and shit? Yeah, it's bad. I'm gonna have to buy another one, but for now, one will work if you absolutely need it. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to go do something real quick. Anyways, so this is your nozzle assembly. And I'm just now noticing something. There's supposed to be two little arms right here. And holy crap. You see something missing? Yeah, this entire side's missing. And not only that, the spring's missing. And yeah, this is in pretty bad shape. Also, it's a little cracked down in here. Oof. This thing is in terrible condition. I mean, it does still work properly, so I'm probably not going to buy a new one, at least for now. I might, once I buy new springs, which I'm probably literally just going to use this thing till it breaks again, and then I'll seriously overhaul it. But while we're on the subject of this, I just want to talk to you guys real quick about checking your guns for wear. Every time, your game's over, you want to do a little physical check. Just a little checkup. Pretend like you're a doctor. Because this shit really matters. In fact, this breaking off explains why the internals exploded on my M9. I was using it one time, and the trigger post as well as the spring snapped in half. And who knows, maybe this arm broke off and got caught up in the assembly. Who knows what happened, but that could have been it. And it could have been prevented if I'd seen this earlier. So what you guys want to do is just make sure you're make sure your shit's good. Make sure everything's working properly. Even if you know for sure everything's okay, just do a double check, just to be sure, because this could have saved me a lot of money if I had looked at this earlier. Anyways, I guess this thing right here will need to be replaced. Anyway, so if you want to take this apart, just go ahead and take that spring off, and then see if I can focus. You can just pull this off right here, and there's your piston, and I think you'd have to unscrew this screw right here to take this off, which I'm not going to do that. That's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this thing back together. Show you step by step how to do that. Basically, this is just to show you how to get down to the grime of the internals in order to take it apart and fix things if they break and stuff like that. Go ahead and push that down all the way. Use your fingernails if you have to. You may get the tweezers out because this is annoying. There we go. Got it. Okay. Go ahead and focus that in. Come on, focus. There we go. So you can see how that spring fits in there. Just like that. You should be able to pull this nozzle out and it should return normally. Just like that. Alright, so now you guys know how to do that, let's go ahead and put this back together. I'll show you how to do that step by step. Alright, you're going to take this, you're going to go all the way back here, I'm just going to find where it goes in here. It won't go in like this. It has to be right here. Just like that. Uh-oh. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Alright. So it should fit into this little slot groove right here. You see that? The little block. And even though mine's missing this side of the little locking lip, you know, it still fits in there pretty securely. So I may or may not replace that. Depends on if I really want to spend the money or not. But go ahead and test your nozzle again. Mine's not working the greatest right now. But that's expected. I only have one spring on there. So while you're holding that in, go ahead and set that down real quick. You're going to grab this part of your assembly. Now, there's a little hole right here. This is the one that always flies out, and it's really, really, really annoying. So you're going to go ahead and grab the thickest spring. You should have kept your spring with it so you'll know which knob to use. Just going to go ahead and stick it right in that hole. Make sure it goes down all the way. And you're going to take your slide, and while holding your nozzle assembly, going to go ahead and put it in like that, and then you're going to hold it while you see this hole right here. Go ahead and get the proper spring and knob, stick it right in there. This you don't need to hold on to while you push this in because it will sort itself, thankfully. If you need to do that, it would take you like, you need to have like 3 arms or something. But thankfully you don't. Now, make sure this stays up or this will fall out. You're going to have to push that little button in there. Just going to use a little flathead. That should push it in all the way. You're going to push it up just like this. Okay, now once it's in there, you should see it pop out on this side. And you see how this guide rod's kind of sorted itself. It hasn't gotten caught up in anything. Thankfully, they engineered it that way. Go ahead and find a way to push this pin into that hole. Just going to go ahead and push it in there just like that, and you're going to push it down just a little bit. You remember how it was angled up a little bit? Let me see if I can get that focused. It was angled up a little bit, so you're just going to push that down, and your safety should work correctly now. Just make sure everything's working. Alright, now from there, it's pretty easy. So what you're going to do from here, just going to take this, and stick it in right like that. Now you're going to take this crap. God, I hate it when I do that. You're going to take this screw right here, and just stick it right in there. Just like that. Now, let me see if I can get it to focus. You're just going to be careful with, if your things are magnetic, it might kind of pull it out. But you're going to go ahead and screw that in just like this, making sure to keep it pushed down. It may take a couple seconds, but it shouldn't be that bad. And keep screwing it in. Just like that. Crap, keep dropping shit. Excuse my French. Go ahead and finish it up without stripping anything. And boom, you're basically done. Make sure your safety works properly. You know, go over a little physical check. Make sure everything's working. It looks like it is. So, that's basically it. That's how you do it. Now we're going to go ahead and put it back together. Simply put your outer barrel through like that. And go ahead and make sure it's lined up properly. Don't make it like that. Don't make it up here. Make it right like that, right into the nozzle. So the hop up pushes right into the nozzle. You're going to go ahead and grab your spring guide, your spring and spring guide. I like to hold it like it's a cigarette and then push the spring in like that. And then it should push in pretty fairly easily. And you see this right here? This is the loading block. I had to replace that too. My M9 exploded. But you're going to go ahead and push that against there, down. Spring guide should hit right up against that. Just like that. Okay, so it's perfectly together now. Make sure it's pushed down. Needs to be pushed down all the way. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, so once you're done with that, go ahead and grab your lower receiver. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with this. If there is, I'll probably make a video on how to change out the trigger spring. So make sure the hammer's back. I just find it to be easier. Make sure this little thing right here is pushed down as far as it'll go. Make sure that's pushed down. Make sure that's pushed down. And then you're going to go ahead and push it down fast. There we go. Now you just kind of, mine does this because it's, it's KWA. You just got to mess with the spring guide, mess with the slide. There we go. Boom. You hear that click? You'll just have to kind of fiddle with it. M9s are notorious for doing that. And yeah. From there, you just want to go over physical check, make sure everything's functioning properly, make sure the nozzle isn't staying forward when you pull the slide back. That was the problem that I had. Make sure it stays back. Make sure your trigger and your hammer works properly, and boom, there you go. That's how you fix your KWA M9. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions or if you have any concerns I didn't go in depth enough, which I think I did, just leave it in the comments and I'll respond to you right away, most likely. If you want to subscribe, that's cool. Do what you guys got to do. Like, favorite, share, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Thank you for watching.